Hey guys, John and Jackie of OpenLove101.com. Welcome to our show. We've got a great show for you today. For those of you out there that are, whether you're a couple in an open relationship or you're polyamorous or you're swingers, whatever it is, you've got some vanilla friends and they come up with the craziest comments and questions sometimes. It blows my mind. We've met some couples like... it's just so crazy how you can meet somebody and they're like, and they find out you're a swinger and they're like, you're not going to try and take my wife, are you? Or to Jack, you're not going to try and take my husband, are you? It's just, it's silly. It's cool because they're curious.
Yeah.
But when they have these like way out there kind of questions or comments, sometimes I'm like, no, of course not.
It just lets me know we have a lot more work to do to try to get some of the stigmas to disappear.
And depending on who it is, it could be flattering.
Well, this is true. It could be. It could be. Yeah.
And I think I've known some people, I don't know for sure. They haven't come right out and said it, but I suspect they don't want to go to dinner with us or something like that because they have that fear of, are they going to try and hit on us? Or it's so funny to me that people, their perception of a swinger is couples that have sex all the time, no matter what, no matter who, no matter when, where, how. It's just like, that's all they're focused on.
Right. We're just like really animalistic, really carnal. Just like, that's the only thing we're thinking about. It's amazing we even have cars and homes and can pay bills and have responsibilities because just our brain is just 100% focused on that.
No doubt.
So, but I guess, you know, when you're engaged in a relationship model that is different from the model of someone else, it is going to create questions. I mean, we get it even with the way we eat, you know, or even maybe just our exercise lifestyle.
How do you get your protein? How do you get your protein? How do you get your protein?
Yeah. So, you know, and it's like you said, some of it is just curiosity. Some of it is going to be stigma. You know, some of it's going to be concern. But, you know, if you don't understand something, I guess you're going to ask. And I mean, I guess the flip side of that is if maybe they're asking instead of just being put off by it, you know, trying to answer those questions for the 900th time, you know, it can be a little taxing, but, you know, I get it. I had my own stigmas about what people in non-consensual monogamous, is that right? Consensual non-monogamous relationships.
Yeah, non-consensual would be cheating.
Yeah, non-consensual would be cheating. We are in consensually non-monogamous relationships, so it is a little bit different. But it's, you know, I'm here to tell you that is absolutely not what John and we're not just 100% thinking about sex. I mean, we do have a life outside of that. I mean,
and I'm not thinking about, I'm not necessarily wondering if they're open-minded either.
Right. Yeah. Or if I'm going to sleep with them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I don't know. It's kind of silly. I mean, because here's the thing. We're really not that different from people that are in monogamous relationships.
No.
And so we don't, I think it's because there's that non-monogamy that somehow flips in people's heads that it means something much different than what it actually means.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's definitely a misconception of what it is to be in an open relationship or a swinger relationship, in so much that people define it as cheating a lot of times that are in strictly monogamous relationships.
Right.
And but you know, I like it that they're curious. I mean, for many, many years when I was single and owned swingers clubs, being on a plane or something like that and striking up conversation with someone next to me, housewife with kids, a priest. I mean, so many different types of people from different walks of life, and they ask what I do, and you tell them. They want to know what kind of club, and you tell them, And then it's silence for like 10 minutes. And then the questions start coming. Do you mind if I ask you a question? Can I ask you a personal question? And then the questions about the lifestyle start coming. And I really like that. I enjoy having those conversations and helping to educate someone about our relationship model. It definitely can be fun. And then kind of to segue from that one, another common one, I don't know how common it is, but it's definitely happened with us, where people that are in vanilla relationships or strictly monogamous relationships don't want to be associated with us because either they're afraid it's going to rub off on them. Like if you hang out with me and my wife, you're going to make her be a swinger or something like that.
Right.
Or because of their place.
Their profession.
Yeah, they think that people are going to think that that's what they are if they're hanging out with us.
Right.
And it happened one time. We were having a swirl party at our house where we just invite all of our friends. Some of our friends are swingers, some are not, some are, sober, some drink. I mean, it's just a variety of people.
Right.
And we invited them to the party, and someone emailed me back and said, "Yeah, I don't think my wife and I can associate with you kind of people." And it's like, okay. Some of your other friends, because we have mutual friends, are coming, but they were really uncomfortable. I don't know why.
Well, and it's funny because they were associating with you before they knew that. So it's like you don't realize that you are hanging out with those kinds of people. You just
don't know you are.
Don't know you are. It's interesting when you try to be honest. You try to be honest about who you are, and it can throw people for a loop. It can make them very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But, I get that. I mean, so much of society is or what's involved in society so often are, these little groups, these little subgroups in society, and people want to belong sometimes to those groups, or they don't want to belong to those groups. That's how they differentiate who they are. And so, I get it. I can see where people are going to say, well, I don't want to be associated with that because people are going to think that's what I am. Or I do want to be associated with this because I want people to know this is who I am. And so you have both ends of the spectrum. I guess you and I would be in that group where we want people to know who we are.
No, yeah, that's true.
We don't care that people know that we're in a non-monogamous relationship. And it's not that I want to go around talking about that, but I do talk about it in order for other people to feel comfortable about it. And I mean, I have an ulterior motive to it, because there are still people that can lose their job if it's found out that they're in a consensually non-monogamous relationship.
Right.
We have certain morality clauses, and I think that's very unfair. Because to me, essentially what you're saying is, I want you to keep quiet, AKA lie about who you are, in order for you to maintain this job.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, well, but if they're, okay, so they're just not talking about it, but that doesn't mean that that's not what they're, like, how is that different? Like, being honest about it is somehow going to be more painful or more detrimental than if they are lying by not being honest. Anyway, that's kind of a whole other. That's kind of a whole other thing.
Video.
That's a whole other video. But so I guess back to what I was saying is I understand why some people are like that. I think one of our goals is to kind of demystify who we are as a couple, and we're hoping that by them just seeing that we're just a regular couple. We just have a slight variation in what we do in our relationship model than what they do, but we're much more alike than we are different. Then that maybe people won't be so apt to fall into like a stigma thought pattern.
Right.
And I also find it very interesting when people they don't feel like they can stand up against backlash, Don't tell anybody who you are if we're hanging out because I don't want them to think that I'm that. It's like, well, aren't you an adult? I mean, like, can't you I don't know. Like, aren't you kind of the driver of your own life? Can't you speak up for yourself and say, yes, these are my friends. They're great people.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And well, I mean, I would say 99% of our friends are like that.
99% of our friends are like that.
And I hopefully for you guys out there too, you're making friends with people that aren't going to judge you because you're in a consensual non-monogamous relationship. And in a moment, we're going to talk about some things that Jackie and I do that people might think are a little bit disgusting. But before we do that, go to openlove101.com, sign up for our email list, check out our YouTube channel, and you can hear videos more targeted to what Jackie was just talking about when she got off on a tangent there. And check out our social media. We have a lot of great social media posts, shorts, things like that you can have fun. Check it out if you don't have much time to listen to a full-on video. Great job, Jackie. And if you like that video, please click the button below. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll give you plenty of more. Plenty of more? Kidding me? God.